Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV down here at the Cherokee 2025 sneak peek display to get a look at new models, new features, little revisions that they've put through. Tell me the way that this fifth wheel isn't parked with that trailer's slide stick. It doesn't, like when dogs sniff each other's butts? It is early, I am not caffeinated, and apparently we are in for a wild ride today. So what's gonna happen here in a few minutes? We are gonna take some fast flyby footage through a bunch of these things, and what I need from you is I need to hear which models you really like and which models you want to see more of as the year goes on, because there's no way I could even get, frankly, a fraction of this fully recorded today. And I'm going to chapter mark this video so you can jump back to the quick flyby clips of the RVs that you like, in case you want to digest it a few times. And if you like how we get you down here, get you a look at the stuff, and apparently take a look at butt sniffing fifth wheels. Hit that subscribe button and let's get started before I lose my job. And as I like to do for no particular reason, we're going to start ourselves small and kind of work our way up, and I'm already stuttering over my words, so this sounds like it's going to be one of my most stellar voiceovers yet. So the 17 EV Wolf Pup is not technically new, but it is a more recent release, and I haven't had a good chance to feature it yet. It's an all-electric camper, which some people either really love or really hate. One of the major benefits of that is it keeps the RV significantly less expensive. The propane appliances in RVs are some of the most expensive things in the entire RV. So by peeling those out entirely, the RV stays less expensive. But that also means this thing flat sucks for boondocking, unless you're pretty much going to bring a generator with you, especially because this is made to be a park camper. It doesn't have solar, so that's not going to be for everybody. What turned my head, though, was they have a couple new private bedroom wolf pups, and that kind of reminds me, if you're familiar with the Salem Wildwood FSX series, they've got a whole series of private bedrooms, single axle, smaller campers, a great fit for something like a tow package mid-size pickup or a decent SUV, One of the other really nice updates that they've made across the board on these is the solar packages are all now 200 watts instead of 100 watts. They can still scale up. You can daisy chain extra panels on those to get up to about 450 watts of solar, but the backup camera is still standard. And this floor plan, what's funny is this is actually a really old floor plan that's just making a little bit of a modern comeback. It's got such a cool modernized retro vibe going on in it right here. The things like you've got the large full-size 12-volt compressor fridge over there. Again, you've got a walk-through private middle bathroom, a very private front bedroom. Now, the initial launch of these, they actually did not have centralized air on them, and as annoying as that sounds, it's such a small space. It will still cool effectively, but I've really recommended to them that they look into centralizing the air. And kind of like I did right there, there might be a couple times in this video where I do briefly jump into a wide-angle view, which I loathe doing, but on a quick flyby, it was the only way I could effectively show you the space. This floor plan, though, this is one of my two personal nerd-preferred favorite picks right here. This thing was awesome. It's a little light on cargo capacity, especially if you had Black Label, but look at the campsite of this thing. I am a sucker for those dining bars. I love that giant picture window. They could not have put a bigger window in there if they tried. They used every square inch of that space they could. And if you're familiar with like the Grand Design Imagine 23 LDE, you squish it down a little bit to get from 30 to 26 feet with the Rockwood 2515. You squish it down even further, and that's what this thing is right here. Again, a little wide-angle view just to help you kind of see the whole space, not awesomely representative of the actual unit. But again, giving us that total privacy space. They are seriously considering looking at things like the centralized air conditioning. They're working on trying to find a way to make this floor plan more travel functional. This was the first prototype run of this floor plan, and frankly, it's good enough right now. It would sell and it would be popular. But if they tweak a couple little things on this, I think this could be an absolute rock star. Now, they've found a lot of success with their all-electric Wolf Pup series, and there's a lot of people that said, I like that, but I just need more space. So they're kind of dabbling with putting that all-electrified concept into a full 8-foot wide tandem axle trailer. And they're certainly not necessarily the first to do it, but in this class and category, I'm not personally aware of anyone else doing it. So if you're like me, and you are a casual park camper, you don't take this thing off grid, you know, you have full hookups when you camp, this thing is exactly what could work for you. It could be an awesome casual camper, first time camper. It would do everything I need it to do, I'll say that, you know. I would like to have a skylight above the shower, but I'll get into that kind of stuff in my full video tours. They really went all in on these storage totes on this, which is probably less weight and less expensive, and that's the thing. This whole series, this EV series from Cherokee, is made to be lighter weight and less expensive. And if you notice, if you want to add a TV, that whole storage thing right there is actually prepped if you want to slap a TV on the face of it. But this is just about, you know, getting in, sleeping, feeding the kids. This one, though, this was my other personal favorite pick for best in show. What this reminded me the most of, if you're familiar with the Salem Wildwood View family of campers, this reminds me most of a 28 View, but it still somehow read as very unique to me. Again, we're in the prototype phase. They're playing with a couple different sofa ideas, but the way that they included, like, they built massive storage into that, and that I hate those stupid things. That happens to me all the time. You don't even know. But they built big storage into that pantry or pantrytainment center, basically, so they could maximize more window coverage and counter space in the kitchen. And boy, did they. They are also doing a lot of this reimagining dining situations where you have a little bit of a dine-a-land, if you will, where it's a dining island wombo combo. And this is one of those like 5-piece, does everything sort of syncs right here with the cup sprayer. Very cool kind of stuff. I really like these. I'm glad I'm seeing more of these kind of within the RV industry. Again, I don't love doing this, but just to show you the whole space, a quick wide-angle peek. And in all of your full Grey Wolf and Cherokee stuff, you always have the larger bathroom vent fan. If you get a Wolf Pup and you go Black Label, you'll also pick up the bigger vent fan in one of those, but you have to go Black Label. They're also playing with the idea of doing a little bit different look on some of their bedroom cabinetry, but again, putting a big focus on these gigantic windows wherever possible and adding extra bedroom closet space where possible. In a Grey Wolf, that's never really been done before. And this floor plan right here, I laughed. They were super excited to show me this, like, look at this brand new crazy thing we came up with. And I kind of laughed because I literally am one of the people that originally helped design this floor plan way back when with Open Range. It was called a 2804 RK, and every manufacturer has done some cool things with it. And like any floor plan, it has some positive and negative features, but this one's kind of my baby from way back when. It gives you really good counter space. You have a more clearly defined kitchen versus living room. Your entertainment, your fireplace is straight across from your sofa, which is really nice. You have a crazy chunk of hidden storage in there. Not to mention you have very private, you know, middle bathroom, front bedroom to really give everything a lot of nice separation there. You might notice, though, they have moved away from propane ovens in these. It maximizes your overhead cabinet space. You do have a convection electric air fryer oven, microwave wombo combo, basically down there below the countertop. You also have really good campsite window coverage on this, although that shade's currently drawn. It's a cool, fun floor plan, and that right there, I was not expecting. Cherokee has never done theater seating in their Grey Wolf or series like I can think of ever before. So seeing them willing to start adopting some theater floor plans, I think that that could make some of their couples models far more attractive to more people. They really, anywhere they could, put these big windows in here. They're still rocking a lot of shorter queens, but they also went wider. It's an Olympic short queen, so it's 66 inches wide. It's 74 inches long. There's room if you wanted to go to a true queen, or if you wanted to go to an Olympic queen. It's just a weird thing. And I have tried for years to get my hands on one of these for a full video. I didn't have time to do that yet, and I would be curious to know if you want me to. I've had so many requests over the years for people wanting to see the 19 SM Grey Wolf. This is a classic floor plan, originally pioneered by the Keystone Outback Company. That's actually how they got their name. The Keystone Outback was named because the beds came out the back. You know, that was the whole point of it. And it's an interesting floor plan because it doesn't give you more space like a slide out. It allows you to tow a smaller RV. In a sense, think of it sort of like a Power Murphy bed. That's not exactly a correct descriptor, but you're towing a shorter RV than you get at a destination. Or you could think of it like a hard side hybrid style camper. You know, that might be a better description right there. I will say though, I've seen floor plans like this from Jayfeather, from Outback, from a bunch of different people. I actually do think this is probably one of the best executions of this camping concept that I can personally recall right here. Great window coverage. The only thing I worry about with that bed back there, obviously you're crawling in and out of it. You pull those curtains shut, there's no air conditioning getting back into that bed. So if it's a hot summertime, I'm not sure how comfy that would be. But this is also one of the weirdest bunkhouses I think you're ever going to run into. But I think it's probably one of the best versions of the front bunk on this floor plan that I've personally seen. Because of the way they have this double-decker stacker bunk situation going on with a Camp Queen bed down below instead of just a bunk. That, I think, really kind of separates this one for me because you literally, truly have two beds now. And really, depending on how tall the parents are, the parents could choose whether they sleep on that front bed or the back bed. But another thing that really surprised me, they brought some new blood and new eyeballs in to help overhaul their fifth wheel series. They reintroduced their fifth wheels last year, and I'll be flat real with you. I was not blown away by the Cherokee fifth wheels the last year or two or whatever they were. I've put some on video, but I don't think it was the best stuff that they've ever put out. They definitely went back and kind of fine-tuned this, whether it's they changed up the floor plan, they tweaked some of the features, they, easy carpetless floor flush slides, things like that. They put some really smart, interesting features in here. And this is an interesting twist on a very common floor plan. Most builders have a version of a floor plan like this, where the entry door is all the way back by the dinette. The problem when you do that is when you close the slide, you lose the upper deck, and your entertainment center is always off-center from the theater seating. This version of this floor plan eliminates that problem. So you have that giant rear dining lounge, and you could always take the table out or swap out the legs to make it free floating. You have plenty of countertop space in this one. You can still walk through the RV very easily when everything is closed up, which is something I thought was very cool. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I got the camera super crooked right there. Apparently I was drinking. I'm not even sure what my problem is, but that almost made me motion sick, so my apologies. But they took all the features that you've seen and they just put it into like a gooseneck fashion. I really like how they do that with the pantries though. They add the shelving, but they don't make the shelving the full depth of the pantry because it'd be you couldn't reach the back of it. It would be so hard to reach. What do you think about that vessel sink? They're only doing that in these fifth wheels. I don't know that I personally love it. I think it dominates too much of the kitchen or the bathroom counter space, but that's just like my opinion, man. Now, an interesting note in their fifth wheels, they are only available in Black Label Edition. They don't do a tin skin series, although this is still a stick-built kind of camper. Another interesting thing there, big bonus closet in these, you see the power outlets in there. It is washer-dryer prepped, so that's kind of cool. Now again, this isn't a brand new model. I've never put the 20 OG on camera before, but as you see, the Timberwolf like mini loft series now is finally available in Black Label fiberglass. That was not something that was available before. It was only available in that big tin skin, and it looks so classy by comparison. I would be really curious to know which look do you like the best. I know the fiberglass would definitely clean a lot easier. The thing with these that really throws a lot of people, they're like, it feels weird towing it. This is not made for towing. These are built with the idea that you're going to get it there or delivered there and then basically set it up and leave it. Because if you talk to RV delivery drivers, these things do not tow nicely. Another quick wide-angle look at the space just to kind of put it all together. But this RV is great once you have it there and just set up. You've got massive window coverage. You've got that secondary rear mini loft up there where if you want to use it like attic storage or anything like that, you absolutely could. They don't really do a lot of slides on these. It's kind of a RV version of a tiny house where it is still technically fully self-contained. But what's really cool about this You've got a big residential fridge. They put a like a destination trailer, more home style oven in this. You have a washer dryer combo built into it, and you have a dishwasher stacked above that. You have a full kitchen appliance complement like you would have in a house in an RV, which is really uncommon unless you get in some crazy high dollar kind of fifth wheel stuff. This model though, the 20 I like better than the 16 because the 16 only has a bed in the loft upstairs, and this still does. But what's really cool about this camper right here, you have a private walk-through mid-bath. It's actually a split bath so that if somebody wants to use the toilet, you don't cut the camper off, but you have a totally private, enclosed, forward bedroom. It's a north-south walk-around bed. It's not a loft that you have to climb in. And that right there, even though it's a little bit longer, a little heavier, a little more expensive, I don't care. That to me elevates this above the 16ML instantly because it does everything the 16ML does. It just does it, I feel, a little bit better. Now, of course, again, like I said, you still have the staircase, you still have the loft, you still have the space up there. It's also interesting, they put an electric space heater in this upper deck area, but notice how it's a thinner profile. A lot of people seem to think a wider fireplace means more heat, and that's not the case. More and more manufacturers need to look at those slimmer profile, what do I want to say, space heaters. Now your full Park Model Timberwolf series, those have been available either in tin skin or black label for a while. This is a front living model though, and one of the reasons I wanted to highlight this one is because like if you have an RV site where you're pulled forward facing like a lake lot or some kind of scenic overlook, there is just no better layout than a front living surrounded by window coverage like this. Now they do maintain overhead storage where a lot of manufacturers do not, and because they had extra room in the slide, they did an interesting thing here. Instead of forcing theater seat, which you could always throw in later if you wanted, they went dual individual recliners. And I'm kind of curious, I don't see a lot of actual recliners nowadays. Are there folks who would prefer that over theater seating, or would you prefer theater seating instead of recliners if you're facing directly on an entertainment center kind of area, you know? Look at that bank of drawers though. They really did a good job of using a lot of the storage space in this, which is something I don't know that the Cherokee Timberwolf series has done a good job of in the past. And I think it's really cool that for a lot of years, this Timberwolf series felt like forgotten. But watch how stupid I am right here. I was trying to show you how it's super duper tall. Nope, instead I reach my hand up. The one place I decide to stick my hand up is directly under a ceiling fan. Like, I'm an idiot. I can't believe I did that. But I thought it'd be fun to leave it in the video, because why not have a laugh at my expense, you know? People have been having a laugh at my expense since I was, well, in band in middle school. I was practicing social distancing before it was cool, but when I was a kid, it was called being in band. Private rear bedrooms like this, though, it's absolutely one of the best arrangements for some of the best sleeping. I will say, though, if you want to get to that big closet, you practically have to stand on the bed, but at least they didn't waste the storage. So I don't know if you come up with a step stool system next to the bed or what you do, but at least they didn't waste it and just leave open pockets, you know, above you there. What's wild is this is a full rear bath ensuite. This is a bath and a half model. With stackable washer dryer prep. So once again, if it's something you just want to get there and leave there and get set up, that's exactly what this one's for right here. And that's also why these have the extra tall, like 8-foot ceilings. That's really what helps define the Timberwolf series from the regular Gray Wolves or Cherokees or anything like that. I really would have liked it though if they'd have thrown some shelves in here so the space could be more functional if you didn't put in a washer dryer. But hey, that's how it goes sometimes, you know? So I hope you enjoyed the quick look at everything here. Every year when I make these sneak peek videos, somebody always says, I don't know that I like this new format that you've adopted. The flyby compilation footage with my annoying nasally voiceover. I only do that for these kind of things because there's no way that I could like effectively verbally describe all of these on the fly. And if I tried, it would end up being 30-minute videos every single time. So once again, actually what I need from you, if I could impose upon you and ask you the favor, leave me some notes and let me know which models you really liked, which ones you'd really like to see me deep dive into. And for the remainder of the day until they kick me out, I'm going to be here deep diving into anything that I possibly can. Now, the thing is, When they start hearing my nasally, annoying voice running for too long, I tend to get kicked out more quickly, which is why I spend most of my time in the RVs. That's a life hack. So follow me for more tips. And if you're kind of curious to see what else they come out with for the year, because this ain't all of it, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.